I wanted to come on here and talk about something that's been pissing me off recently. Um, I get asked every day, every single day, do you accept these cookies? Of course I of course I accept the cookies. Of course I accept all cookies. I accept all cookies. I accept all cookies. I keep telling you. Oh, maybe he won't like this kind. Maybe he won't like I love cookies. I want the cookies.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while. We are going to talk about weed and marijuana and drugs. Okay, so first off, the elephant in the room is that this is a new room, and I have moved apartments, so that's why it took so long, and that's why there's been a break. And I don't really know if this framing is correct yet. I haven't quite found where to be filming in this place, but it's empty and reverby, and it's cool. I'm excited about it, but still a while to go. Anyway, let's get to the stories. First up is a story, a survey that came out by a company called Monitoring the Future. They have been doing a survey about drug use in young adults ever since the 1970s, ever since 1975. And every year they release it around the fall, like what the findings are. And it's a fascinating kind of look into where we are as a culture when it comes to our beliefs around drugs and around alcohol use and all of these things. And what it's finding is the past 5 years, expectedly, marijuana use has slowly risen, and also comfortability around marijuana use has risen as well. What has kind of plateaued and last year especially went down is the use of alcohol, which is fascinating. It went down a lot last year. However, that seems to be just because of the pandemic. A lot of people use alcohol for social situations, and there weren't many social situations because everyone was stuck indoors. So it's hard to really kind of use that last year as any kind of basis for some kind of trend. However, before that, there was, like I said, a plateau. So it does, at the very least, it does seem like there is kind of less enthusiasm around alcohol use for young adults. And also, what is rising with marijuana is hallucinogens. There have been more and more studies coming out about hallucinogens and about their kind of health benefits, and just because of these studies, I think people are starting to see that there is a potential health boost when it comes to LSD or psilocybin. It's fascinating that there is that boost along with marijuana. So marijuana and hallucinogens are going up. Alcohol is either static or down, and things like amphetamines and sedatives, barbiturates and stuff, barbiturates, tranquilizers and stuff, they are going down as well. Cocaine is going up as well. No real basis for that. I can't really read into the cocaine usage going up, but everything else makes sense in terms of how we view these drugs culturally and the shift that's slowly happening over the past 5 years. And before I left, we had talked about Safehouse, which is this safe injection site happening in Philadelphia that was about to open up, and then the Trump administration blocked it. And then they petitioned the Supreme Court to get their case heard. I said at the time that I'm a little nervous about it being heard by the Supreme Court, because if they were to be denied, then that kind of ruins the chances for every other safe injection site around the US. But there is now an amicus brief that was signed by 80 criminal justice leaders that are pleading to the Supreme Court to get this case heard. So people really want this to be heard. They must have some sort of belief that it will pass. Otherwise, they wouldn't be so adamant about the Supreme Court hearing it. It's still nerve-wracking. This list includes Joe Biden's pick for the U.S. Attorney of Massachusetts. So there's some pretty high echelon people on this list who want the Supreme Court to hear the case for safe injection sites. I'm still kind of staying at the same place where I'm very hesitant, and I'm very skeptical that it would get passed by the Supreme Court. So it could easily turn out to be something that you would regret wanting to get heard in front of the Supreme Court. We'll see. There does seem to be traction, and I wonder if they will pick this up because of the traction. So a little update on that. We haven't heard anything from the Supreme Court, but there is traction. last story is a bit of a nerve-wracking thing. In Philadelphia, the suburbs of Philadelphia, there was a few edibles that were found to have been laced with fentanyl. And fentanyl it's an opioid like heroin. It's 10 times stronger than heroin. Heroin that has been laced with fentanyl is a typical way for people to overdose because they don't know how much it is, and it's extremely potent. But I haven't really heard of any kind of marijuana being laced with fentanyl. So this is a strange and worrisome thing. I don't know why you would do it in the first place, except for malicious reasons. Like, why the difference between marijuana and fentanyl is so extreme that it's not like it would make people come back for more. There's just no reason, unless it's very, very small amounts. Anyway, if you're around the Philadelphia area and you do get marijuana edibles in the illicit market, be careful and make sure you're getting it from reliable sources. That's all I can say. And that's it. I'm happy to be back. Hopefully I figure out the framing better than this. Maybe I'll put some more plants or something back there, but we'll be back on Wednesday with more stories. See you then.
How all old men walk around unfamiliar territory?